In this episode, we meet a film producer, director, and writer who originates from Germany.
Ein Film von Uwe Boll.
He's known for his fiery action horror flicks, as well as his explosive reaction to his critics. And how did he respond? By challenging them to a boxing match. Now that's the way to deal with bad reviews. He's moved on from film and has turned in his gloves to open a fine dining restaurant. Bauhaus is a culinary dream, winning awards on an international scale while hosting celebrities and serving the local community of Vancouver with world-class cuisine. Without further ado, let's welcome Uwe Boll. Hey, Uwe, how are you?
Good.
Great.
A long drive up here, but I'm good. Yeah.
But we're glad you took the time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I would like the audience to know a little bit more about you as a person. And you came to Canada in 2005.
Yes, I mean the first time I came 1999 to shoot my first movie here, Sanctimony, with James Shevik was the producer, but I was more in Germany at that time. And then I moved to Canada 2005.
Perfect. And what people don't maybe know about you is that you've got a doctorate in literature.
Yeah, that was my fallback position, basically, if the movie industry wouldn't feed me, basically.
Embrace you.
Yes, so there was a chance to do something else. And I stayed on university a long time because the first movies I did in Germany, they didn't make any money for me. They only cost my money, basically. And so it was not so easy to get the right turn into making some money with movies too.
So was it a little bit like this?
Yeah, exactly, like the River Rock Casino. So
okay.
No, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's everybody has to start somewhere, and film is not so cheap. You know, like other jobs, you maybe can do basically whatever. If you're a painter, if you're a writer, it's easier. As a film producer, film director, you have to raise some money to make it all happen, and it was not so easy in the beginning. Who wants to give a young guy money?
So have you found things a little bit different as you've been here in Vancouver proper, in terms of getting people to support your films that you're working on?
I mean, in Vancouver, Vancouver is a very huge film society, basically. Mm-hmm. Mostly in productions from Hollywood, basically, and most of the crew is hired. They're all hired guns, including the producers. But I see here, basically in Vancouver, you can make anything here. Like you can make a movie with the bear in the wilderness. You can shoot New York City here. So you can fake a lot of cities here. And I think that is a big asset for Vancouver. In regards of like private capital in movies, I think there is almost nothing. I think a lot of producers, they pay their share on their own, but I don't see here what you have in Hollywood, where people like pumping money in the film industry, pumping money in film production companies. So most of the content shot in Vancouver is owned by
south of the border.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. So, and that is a little like the downfall in a way from Vancouver, because me as a producer who raised all the money, I never really raised money in Vancouver for my movies. I raised money in Germany, I raised money in US, and then I had maybe for one movie I raised money here, but I did 33 movies. So you see what the relationship
it's a lot of movies.
Is. Yes, but it's also, I think, film investments, and that was the reason 2005 was in Germany. They basically closed any tax write-offs on movies, and that was the end of German investments into movies.
Okay,
yeah.
That's when the transition happened for you. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then, what made you decide that you wanted to do the horror genre as far as your film career goes?
Yeah, I mean, that was basically, I did comedies. My first movie was a comedy. Then I did a horror movie. Then I did a comedy. So I have various genres I did. But with the horror movies like House of the Dead, Alone in the Dark, I finally made money. they were the most successful movies I did, and they got theatrical releases in US. Big companies like Lionsgate, Fox, and Universal bought them. So they opened for me a new world in regards of budgets, in regards of how much money you can make with a movie if you have a bigger theatrical release. And so my investors at that point in Germany, they said, you shoot only this kind of movies from now on.
Oh,
Otherwise, we don't give you
okay.
any money. So that was the reason that in a way, in retrospective, that was a little like my downfall as a director. I got very bad reviews for that movies.
I was going to say, you did have a few critics
Yes.
come down hard on you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that was also because I did so many of that movies in 5-6 years, like compressed, mostly based on video games.
And you don't even like video games. So that was interesting.
That was the thing. It's like, for me, I like genre movies. It's not that I hate, like, I love Alien, whatever, like, there are a lot of movies in that genre I really like. And I always try to do a different kind of genres. Like Blood Rain, we did a vampire movie in Romania in the 1700s. In the Name of the King is more like a Lord of the Rings kind of film. And A House of Dead is just a zombie movie. And so I was not doing the same movie over and over again. But I got the same bad reviews for all the movies, and I felt like, okay, you know what, that doesn't make any sense for me anymore. That was why I changed later in the game, basically going back to more political motivated movies, with Postal to a comedy, and that was in around 2007. I changed basically the subject matter again, away from horror.
But tell our audience how you managed to handle those critics, because I think that's very interesting.
Yeah, the boxing fights, you say. No, in the beginning, I think the bad thing I did in the beginning was this. I never played by the Hollywood rules. So I never had like a publicist in Hollywood. I never had a agent, manager, zero. So you're in a way unprotected. When you make bigger movies, normally all that people are protected by a group of people. I was right there talking to the critics, the fans, whatever. So that was the one thing. The other thing is that I never took, like, look, when I read a bad review, I take it. And I learned from reviews too. But if there are like totally absurd reviews where you feel that guy only wants to bash me, I bash them back. And no other director is doing it how I did it, basically.
Well, I don't think most directors box, do they?
No, that was a different thing. That was after Blood Rain. After Blood Rain came out, I felt, okay, you know what? When I read that really hostile reviews, okay, if you want to destroy me, let's meet in the boxing ring in Vancouver, Plaza of Nation, and we box.
But you beat them all.
Yeah, because I boxed when I was younger. So it was like, for me, I would never did this if I wouldn't know I can box.
Right.
You know, otherwise it would be just a balloony, because I had no clue who they are, basically how they looked like before they came to Vancouver. And I said I boxed 4 people in a row.
Yeah.
So I went back to training for this. And then it was a great night. It was a lot of fun for everybody who was involved. And then right after, I got tons of invitations to film festivals to box other people. Because they felt, oh, that's a great idea. We will generate a lot of crowd, basically, if we do it. I felt like that is stupid that now I get tons of invitations to festivals that never invited me before, because they wanted
you to box.
Yeah, so, and that was silly. So we moved on, basically, and the reviews didn't really get better after it. And that was in the end now also a little the reason for me after Rampage, President Down, the last movie, to say, forget it, I'm done with movies.
So that's official then. You're no longer producing films. Okay.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm not coming back. You know, that is the thing. If something positive happens in the industry.
Right. And then so you talked about the declining monies, derived out of the film industry, and then somehow you thought the restaurant industry was going to bring you millions.
No, the restaurant was basically, when I came first to Vancouver, after a few years, I felt we urgently need some good pizza places here. It was really like in the year 2000, 2002, 2003, the pizza was crap. It was like Domino's pizza. There was nothing else. But when
Franchise.
you go, and then later, now we have tons of very good pizza. in Vancouver. Yeah? I think there are at least 10 good pizza places now. So that idea was taken. So I couldn't do a pizza place anymore. And
So fine dining was the
Yes.
alternative from
Yeah.
pizza to fine
I know.
dining.
But that is a little with my personal life. Or I'm a big foodie. I cook also, and wherever I shop movies, Romania, Bulgaria, South Africa, wherever I travel, I try to find the good restaurants. And so good food, eating is it's my hobby.
Your passion.
Yes, I'm not playing golf. All my friends playing golf, and I'm like, no. And I'm not a boating guy. I get actually seasick. So and I'm not a Ferrari guy. I drive a Golf. So I'm not the car or watches or whatever. Like all my friends, they have like some crazy expensive hobbies. So the only thing where I basically developed over the years was making a little more money is food. So I don't care what the food is. So I ate in a lot of 3-star Michelin restaurants and paid $1,000 for a dinner. So that I don't care about this because I like it. And in Vancouver was nothing on that level what you get in New York, what you get in San Francisco, what you get in Chicago. There was nothing. And I felt like you get a lot of good food, but you don't get a lot of great food where you think like, oh my God, yeah, I never saw something like this, and it tastes super good. And then when I had a German chef actually saying he would come over from Berlin, he would close in Berlin, he would come to Vancouver, that is when I started looking out for a spot. And the name Bauhaus, what is now the name of the restaurant, that has to do with, I felt that brings it all good together. It's German. Bauhaus is very high-end, like the architecture style Bauhaus and the furniture, Bauhaus furniture. And at the same time, the Bauhaus concept was always fixated on quality and efficiency.
Well, you've won awards.
Yeah, and then we are in the top 50 world watch list. We're number 3 right now in Vancouver in restaurants. So within 2 years, we got a lot of positive feedback.
There you go.
Yeah, so I should open the restaurant from the beginning of my life.
We could open one out in the valley.
I should never made a movie, basically. No, but I'm proud of the restaurant too, because we really putting out food Vancouver didn't have. It's like German but modern. So you get, of course, a Wiener Schnitzel, but you get also like a 6-course tasting menu with like duck risotto with foie gras on top, and then a venison, with whatever, like it's a very high-end, very nice prepared food. And Vancouver, in the beginning, was a little slow, and then the business after 6-7 months turned to be good.
So, and who have been some of your celebrities that have dropped in on you?
We had Neil Patrick Harris there, then Ben Affleck, Nicolas Cage. But that is, we of course are in contact to the producers in the city, and Netflix booked out 2 times the restaurant, like completely for a show.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah.
For a wrap party?
Yeah, and then the Alien vs. Predator crew was recently there with the producer, John Davis. So that is of course good. And I'm happy that I still have that context to the movie industry to fill the room.
Absolutely, yeah, that's great. Yeah. Well, listen, again, thank you for coming all this way. It's been a pleasure, Uwe Boll. We look forward to more awards in your future. And thanks again, everybody, for joining us at In the Hot Seat with DW. I'm your host, Debbie Walker, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.